Hi everybody, excuse me. I thought today I'm gonna have a rest day from exercise, but also kind of give an insight as to why and what made me choose to do this surgery. Firstly, it wasn't obviously a instant decision. I mean, it took my doctors a while to even consider it, and I was working really hard on changing what I eat, not realizing that I was actually considered a binge eater. So I would have my regular meals during the day, and then by the end of the day, I'd be like, oh, I want a snack. End up getting a snack, like maybe a slice of toast with peanut butter, or even a peanut butter sandwich, like 2 slices. And then it would lead to, I'll have that, and then I'll have, wait a bit, and I'll have some chips. Or I'll wait a bit and have a coffee in the middle of the night, like at midnight. And before the eating habits got out of hand, a lot of things happened in my life that people don't know about, and I still won't fully share everything about it, but that was, yeah, one person, one thing that affected me. Their first boyfriend was a schizophrenic. One day, I was about to leave his house, and his parents went home, and I didn't know he was schizophrenic at this time, by the way. And he just wanted me to leave, and so I was like, "Are you sure you're okay? You seem really upset." Like, so I thought, okay, I'm gonna start packing my bag, and I grabbed my handbag, and I left the room. I was about to leave the room, and then I just see this glass come flying towards me. And again, I'm like, I dated. He literally texted me as I had left his house. He goes, "This is what you get for wanting to hang out with a schizophrenic." And I was like, oh my God. That was in 2009. Leading up to, I guess, between 2009 and 2013, I was just in denial. And I did try to change my lifestyle even then. When I became a vegan for a year, and that it worked, but it didn't help my mental state. And because it didn't help me mentally, I retracted and went back to eating meat again, and then eventually from eating meat again, I ate junk food again, and then the cycle started again. And I'm not afraid that would happen again now, because I'll come to that another time. But yeah, between that time, I thought, I'm doing good. I did the vegan thing, and then after that, I just kind of spiraled again. But it wasn't too bad. I was still consistent. But then in 2013, I moved to Hamilton. Enjoyed my time in Hamilton. I was in a musical there, something so different to what I'm used to. I met somebody there, and he really treated me really horribly when we broke up. He doesn't realize that, but he did. And it hurt me so much that it affected me in a way that, like, this person basically said to me that I am, like, at an age where I will want to have kids and stuff, and he's not ready for that kind of, like, commitment. And I said, okay, fair enough, that's fair. But then he had to add the fact that I was overweight. And it was really, really tough for me to take and handle what he was saying. But I not long after that happened, I went to stay with a friend, because I couldn't live in our flat that we lived in. He moved out. Because basically what he did was he moved out, and then told me he's breaking up with me. No break up with me. He got me to help him move his stuff. And we moved all the stuff. And then 2 or 3 days later, he tells me he doesn't want to be with me anymore. 4 or 5 months later, I, silly enough, suggested that he move into my new flat that I lived in the city. Fine, there's a spare room, you can, take over. In the meantime, I think it was just like messing with my head, or I was doing it to myself by thinking that things would work out again with the two of us, but it didn't. The December that year, so about 7 months later, December that year, he decides to tell me he's going on an online date, and I'm like, okay. And at that point, I really spiraled, because then I thought, no one's gonna want me, no one's gonna love me or want to be with me. The reason why I say that is because there's not just there's not just the fact that I'm overweight, but that I was already overweight, but the fact that I've got other issues in my body that's not got as a teenager. I mean, we try to work on things since I was like maybe 12, 13, when we first even moved to New Zealand. I've been working on fixing my health for a long time. I thought, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to find love. And obviously I've got my family and my friends who all love me. And beginning of 2016, I met the most amazing man who really loves me. And he knows this, but because I was so, I would use the word manipulative in a way that he would do anything for me, regardless. Like, I just need to find ways to be there for him as well. But what I'm saying is I mean, if you know me, you already know my partner's name, and his name is Michael. Oh my god, I need to blow my nose. So yeah, so most of you know my partner. His name is Michael. He works in the gaming industry. But when we met, he wasn't working. He was a stay-home person. I was a student. And yeah, in that first year, it was quite tough. We didn't go anywhere, didn't spend money, didn't do nothing. We just stayed home. Like, I would just come over to his place, and then I would go home. Till I lived in the city at the time. And then I think in our second year, or was it in the same? No, I think it was the second year. No, it was the same year. I moved into this flat. And so I've been here for 6 years. And when I moved in, he, by then, had just gotten his job with Meaty Interactive. If I needed anything, and if I need anything, then he's there for me. In regards to needing anything, is what I mean is, like, if I want something to eat, I will get it. Or I used to get it. I was at that point again. Later on, I was working in a nail salon, and now I don't run my business at the moment, but I'm going to start again soon. Just since, you know, the virus happened and then I had surgery on my wrist. So I kind of was just like, I wanted a downtime year. This was last year. And I think during that downtime year, I was more upset with myself because the surgery was just not coming along. And I'm waiting and waiting and waiting. And I gave up. So initially, before the surgery took, Michael allowed me to eat whatever I wanted to eat. I mean, it's my body, right? And he didn't care if I had a few extra pounds on. He just didn't care about it. But then we realized that my health was going down the more I ate badly. So I tried to change what I ate. And it started off with, I think it was in 2019 when I went to my GP and I said, I don't feel right. And he did some tests over a few months and realized I had type 2 diabetes. When I found out I had type 2 diabetes, I didn't think anything of it. I didn't think, oh my gosh, you know, this is a bad thing, which it can be if you don't look after yourself. And I turn around to him and say, look, I have to fix how I'm eating. So this is 2019. No, 2018 actually. And through 2018, from August 2018, I think, I started changing and I did keto. It did help my blood sugar levels. It wasn't perfect. I still had to be on metformin. But to be honest, I got lazy on keto. I was doing lazy keto eventually, and that was bad. Like, it just didn't work. I had to stick to proper keto. Anyway, when I came off keto, I would spiral back into my old ways, having takeaways and all that jazz. And, you know, we just did it. Like, we just had takeaways because we thought